us, which is John M6OFA in Scotland. Taken over, John.
Yeah, okay there, Mike, M0NHY, and Mike 6 Oscar, Fox Alpha, Victoria. Good morning to Alfred there, if you can hear me there, Alfred, we're very nice to meet you there. You come in here 7 and 8, Alfred. You, Mike, are on smack on the 9, tripping over the 9 and showing one light there on the 8 county. So once again, good morning to all you guys there in Q3. That's all I know, it's all on at the moment now, Mike. Haven't seen any video so far. So I think, yeah, Papa Echo 1 November, Alpha Oscar, Alfred there, station. I'm not quite sure what it's built or not there. I'm completely ignorant to whether Papa Echo 1, Papa Echo 1 is coming from there. But anyway, not a problem there. As you hear me, Alfred, I'm in southern Scotland there. Yeah, everything's going okay for you. That's the problem there, Mike. When I talk about there, XC and 15 over there, no problem whatsoever. He usually are quite strong with me anyway there, so that's a very miserable morning up here. It's very overcast. It is dry. The temperature's not too bad though. It's at 14 degrees there, Mike. So since I'm just starting, I don't know what you were talking about there, so I'm just not quite sure there. So back to you there, Mike, M0NHY. Mike 6 Oscar Foxtrot Alpha. Back to you there.
Yeah, Mike 6 Oscar Foxtrot Alpha from Mike 0 November Hotel Yankee Stroke A. Yeah, Alfred is actually in Netherlands, Haveld, I think it is, in Holland. So it's very nice for him to join us. I'm not sure whether he's going to stay, but we'll come round to him again and he can have another over. Over to David, G4UHJ from Mike 0 November Hotel Yankee.
G4UHJ, yes, okay, Mike, and good morning to John up there in Bigger. John, you're 5 and 9, just touching the +5 at times there, and good morning to Alfred over there. Alfred, you're coming through on the radio, a little bit noisy, but better on one of the SDRs. I think the skip distance is just a little bit out of kilter with us, but very good morning to you, and nice of you to call in there. Paul, I sent you an email yesterday there with the passive, or the semi-passive version of that noise canceller on there. I don't know whether you've opened it yet there, but it's on to the email address there that I've had for you. I think I've sent you emails before that's on QRZ, so if you haven't seen it yet, you might like to look at that. And yeah, Kerry, that book by ON4UN, I used to have that, and you know, I must have either given it away or loaned it to somebody there, and it's never come back. In actual fact, there, but it was very, very good indeed. There, if I remember right, it was only about ½ an inch thick or thereabout with a soft cover, but as you say, there was I think the Bible on low band aerials there. And Kerry, on the last over, in actual fact, there you were +10 back up to your normal there. So a little bit of QSP on the former one there, but I think conditions are stabilising nicely now, so no problem. Anyway, back round to I don't think John NOK. Yes, John, you're coming through on the radio as well. You're a good 5 and 9 as well there, if I haven't given you a report so far. Anyway, back round to you there, Mike. M0NHY stroke A, G4UHJ in the group.
G4UHJ from Mike 0 November Hotel Yankee stroke A in the Pathfinder group. Yeah, you still on the radio, David, no problem, you're still about 5-9. And John OFA, I didn't give you a signal report. You're about 4 by 7 this morning, John. I'm not sure whether that's going to improve as we progress, but we will see. Yeah, there's that is a range, but I'm not sure whether it's full HM aerials. I've got that same book, antennas, I think they're called rather than aerials. I don't know if there's any difference, but I've got that book. I actually didn't bring it with me, funnily enough, but I haven't got it in front of me, so I can't confirm the type. But there are some very good publications. There are a lot of references in there to ARR, the American hand radio group. So King designed quite a lot of aerials, and they do seem to make a lot of references to those guys out there throughout the book. Over to you, David. 3ZZC from Mike 0 November Hotel Yankee.
Tango Papa Golf M0NHY/A with TPG joining us. Morning Tony, G3ZZB. Yeah, conditions very good now. For speculating what the difference was between aerials and the antennas. I know the Americans call them antennas. I think the term actually came from insects, isn't it? So I suppose it must be very small antennas. I don't know. Anyway, gorgeous day here, sun is shining, so I just gather from the weatherman that we're due for a couple more of those in from the Atlantic, one fairly big next week. So we've got that to look forward to. But anyway, it's rather nice to see the sun shining. Right, nothing very much to comment on. Good to hear Alfred coming in a treat there, and the others who've recently joined us. So back to you there, Mike. M0MHY/A G3ZZB.
Yeah, good morning to you, Tony. Take it over, Tony. M0 Tango Papa Golf.
Yeah, M0NHY, Mike 0 Tango Papa Golf, and good morning to all that can hear me. I've only heard yourself, Mike. Good morning, David, and two Davids. And signal reports. You were just under the 9. You're now about 3 bars over the 9, so that's plus 3 dB. And David was plus 5. And David from over the forest was also plus 5. So all three of you romping into the 5 hours of Australia this morning. And it's 13 degrees here, and no rain for this first day of the month. So good, happy August, shall I say? And yeah, you're a really good signal, Mike, from your stroke A location. I don't know whether you shortened that area. You're talking about shortening it, but yesterday you were up 5 and 9 also. So. There we go. Back to you. M0NHY/A, Mike 0 Tango Papa Golf.
Yeah, Mike 0 Tango Papa Golf and Mike 0 November Hotel Yankee Stroke Alpha. Yeah, the US59 Plus actually, you're probably on the now list on the radio at the moment, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, I did shorten the wire. It was about 120 feet, and I reduced it to about 90 foot, just under 95. Taking off about 30 feet, but the tuner wouldn't handle it. It would give me a WR of 3, and I thought, well, that isn't how it's supposed to be. So I did lengthen it a little bit back. So it's about running at about 100 feet at the moment, and it's I've got SWR of 1.5. Well, there's only 3 lights on here, 1.5, 2 and 3, so whether it is 1.5 or not, I don't know, but it's that's what says on the bulb, or the LED. There's no bulbs in it either. Bulbs, those were the days. There are still bulbs in a few things, but not very many. Yeah, over to you, John. NOK, G0NOK from Mike 0 November Hotel Yankee Stroke Alpha.
Yep, okay there, Mike. Good signals all round. Very good morning to Alfred. They're in the Netherlands, Papa Echo 1 November Alpha Oscar. My location is Ash in Surrey, just on the Surrey-Hampshire border, not far from the military town of Aldershot, but in the county of Surrey. Aldershot's in Hampshire, so home of the British Army. And morning to who else has joined? John up there in Biggar in Scotland. Good signals all round from everybody. I'm copying everybody on the radio, on the local receiver. My receiver's got bulbs in it. They're nice ones, bright ones shining on the meter. They're Mike this TS530 FP, running a G5RV full size as well. The same as Alfred there. Morning to Tony as well, TPG. And I think the book you're thinking of, Mike, is not the same as the one that they're quoting. One is written by, I think the one that KP's found is an American one, whereas the one I think you're quoting is the one written by a British call sign, which which I can't think of the name of the guide. It's quite an old book, very old book. It's one of the very early call signs. It may be a G2 or a G3, something. I think it's a G3, which I have read myself. But I might be wrong. Don't quote me. So there we go. And for Alfred's benefit, the pathfinder net, why we call this the pathfinder net, is to find a clear frequency prior to the net that will come on at 7 o'clock, which I think probably Tony's going to run today, being Thursday, but I might be wrong. Tony being the recent station just joined us from Stroud in Gloucestershire, or nearby, Five Valleys thereof. He will be running, he will take over the sort of reins to run the horizontal net, which is how I'm transmitting at the moment. Horizontal in the fact that the body is horizontally disposed on the bed alongside the radio. So that gives you a bit of an idea there. It's nothing to do with seeking paths through the woods or anything like that to do with scouting HI for pathfinders. Back to you there, Mike. Bit of a long waffle. M0NHY/A, G0NOK, November Oscar Kilo, stroke nothing.
Yes, G0NOK, Mike 0, November Hotel Yankee stroke Alpha. Yeah, I just mean to mention that when Alfred was talking about the Pathfinder Scout group. Yeah, we're not affiliated to any group whatsoever. We just picked the name out of the air because it seemed to sort of fit what we were trying to do. We're often looking for. Sometimes there's something going on at the weekend, which means we have to find an alternative frequency, and that was really what it was all about. I know David said that he would give us a nice explanation about the relevance of the name to the RAF and what have you, but we've got no affiliation to that group either, but certainly it was so that we could find a clear frequency and hang on to it ready for the Pathfinders when that started at 7 o'clock. So thank you for that, John. Over to you, Paul. G0 Whiskey Lima Golf, Mike 0 November Hotel Yankee.
M0 November Hotel Yankee, G0 Whiskey Lima Golf. Yeah, well, a difference a day makes everybody on the range, yeah? Yeah, I got a book that I don't know, I can't remember who wrote it now, but it was called Practical Antenna Book. And I got a feeling this was the 3rd or 4th edition that I've got. Where it is at this moment in time, I don't know. And it was by Joseph J. Carr, I think it was, if I remember rightly. Sometimes since I've seen it, it is about here somewhere. But yeah, very interesting book. Very interesting book indeed. Alfred, you're actually smashing it into Malvern, where I am in Worcestershire, Central England. You're 5 and 9 plus about 10. With me this morning, Alfred, so if you're still listening. Anyway, yeah, I'll put it back to you, Mike. M0 November Hotel Yankee, G0 Whiskey Lima Golf.
Yeah, G0 Whiskey Lima Golf, Mike 0 November Hotel Yankee stroke Alpha. Yeah, during that over, I turned the volume up from a chair, struggled across to the other room, and I found the book, which I did bring. It's called Successful Wire Antenna. It's not the one that was being referred to by KP, I'm sure. This is by Ian Paul, G3YWX, and Steve Telenius Lowe, who's K8OUN. I don't know what country that is, but still, there we are. And that's a very good book, but it's not the one that was being referred to, which was, as you say, David, John, an American book I think the KP was referring to. So, okay, that's the bottom of the list. So let's see if Alfred is still with us. Are you still there, Alfred? PE1NAO from Mike 0 November Hotel Yankee. If you're still with us, please take an over. Papa Echo 1, November Alpha Oscar. Are you still with us? Yeah, I think it was just the one and only, but very nice for Alfred to have been with us before. I'll pass it over to you, John. Now, before I do that, let's see if there's anybody else out there wants to join the Pathfinders, and I'll come to you, John.
2 Echo 0 Yankee Yankee Oscar.
Okay, that's a new one to me. 2 Echo 0 Yankee Yankee Oscar. Taken over, give us a bit of a rundown on your station and your name, please.
Yep, it's 2 Echo 0 Yankee Yankee Oscar. The name is Fran, Foxtrot Romeo Alpha November. The QTH is Scarborough, and I suppose it should be 2 Echo 0 Yankee Yankee Oscar stroke 8, because I'm actually house sitting at the moment in a house with a large garden, so it allows me to play radio. I've got a doublet antenna with 3 fiberglass poles. I'm running 50 watts, running a Icon 7300 and a Versa tuner, and thoroughly enjoying it. Been listening mostly. I've been listening to you guys for absolutely ages, through West SDRs and also through the radio as and when I can get out and play radio. Where I live at home, it is very difficult to get a signal, and if I do, I usually just get Russians coming in, which is probably not a bad thing, you know. But so I take the advantage of house sitting as and when I can, and I bring my cat with me, and he is currently sorting himself out on the table next to me, whilst I'm just waking up with a cup of tea, and been listening to you guys. I'll pass it back to yourselves.
Yeah, 2 Echo 0 Yankee Yankee Oscar from Mike 0 November Hotel Yankee, also stroke Alpha, stroke Alpha, I did say it, didn't I? Stroke alternative, or stroke A, that's what I meant to say. Sorry about that, Fran. Nice for you to join us. I didn't give you a full call sign with a stroke A on it either, which was a very remiss of me. Very nice for you to be with us this morning. As you know, this is the Pathfinder's Net. You're just about perceivable on the radio. I'm listening to you actually on Pat Green, which in a moment's going to completely knock me out. So whilst I'm chatting, I'm just going to press the recall button on that so that it doesn't disappear, so I can actually get to it. There we are. And so very nice for you to be with us, and I hope that you want to stay with us and perhaps come back later on in during the session. So very nice for you to be with us this morning. I'm using a piece of wire at the moment. I'm at my sister's location. I'm normally based in Morden, but I'm actually transmitting at the moment from Croydon in South London with 100 watts going into just a bit of a 100-foot piece of wire. Completely, well, there is a tuner on it, but it's completely inefficient. But it does seem to be working at the moment. I'm only here for a couple of days looking after my mother, but it's quite nice to go to alternative locations because you do sort of get the opportunity to play around a bit. Okay, anybody else out there wants to join the Pathfinders? Please go ahead.
Foxtrot Bravo Victor.
Okay, that's SBV. That's GW7, which is Steve. Good morning, Steve. Taken over.
Yeah, good morning all from GW7, SBV. So I've been away for a couple of days, everything's okay. Yes, the lads are going out to the ship this afternoon, late this afternoon, so they should be on the air tonight on most bands, 80 metres, 40 metres. And of course on GB55RC, standing for Radio Power Line. And looking forward to that. Anyway, back to you, Mike, from GW7 SBV.
GW7 SBV, Mike 0 November Hotel Yankee Stroke Alpha. You're very nice signal. Good 5.9, Steve, this morning. You're probably one of the loudest, actually. You're I think louder than Tony was. But 5.9 plus something. Anyhow, okay, that's John hasn't had a go because I missed John L. I think, to bring in Alfred, and then I went to bring some new stations in. So over to you, John. MM6OFA from Mike 0 November Hotel Yankee.
I've got to say that the last time there, Mike, MM6OSA returning there. Hearing everybody in the radio, some absolutely fantastic signals there. You know, G0NOK John. OK John down there in the T5RV, full length, same as I've got there, John, and it's the best I've ever heard you there. 9 plus 10, flickering on sometimes the 15 there, John. Absolutely brilliant. Best I've heard you, John, for a long, long time. And David, Tony, T Tango Papa Golf and Whiskey Lima Golf and YY0 Stroke Alpha, Fran, and Steve there coming in there. Good morning, guys, and USG there, David. Good morning to all you the new joiners there. I didn't know who actually I was on your mic, but now I know everybody is here now there, so that's good there. Steve, I'm very interested in. I heard you were coming on there, I saw it on Facebook there, and I'm going to be listening and trying to get in contact with them there, Steve. With the first commercial radio station when they were acquired there off the Isle of Man many years ago, and I think it was the 60s, I can't remember, I was at 62, I think it was 62 was the first time I heard them there. I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was round about there anyway there, Steve. But I just absolutely loved it, and always have done since there, and also seems to be up there. I love the radio station there on the web there, so these are the few stations that I usually I will be listening to on the radio. There, Mike, maybe it would have helped him to stay on there. It would be nice to see it if I was making a trip into Holland there. That's all the reason. Suppose it was a weak signal. I've been quite happy there. So, okay, Mike, so once again, good morning, guys. And I'll pass it back to there, Mike, M0NHY, Stroke Alpha, Mike 6, Oscar Fox Alpha. Back to you, Mike.
MM6OFA from Mike 0 November Hotel Yankee Stroke A. Sorry, it's completely tongue-tied this morning. I don't know why that is. I need a bit more lubrication. I've got a cup of tea and a glass of water, but it doesn't seem to be helping me in any way at all. I should have done, but I thought he was going to hang around. But let me just call him in again to see if he is there. Papa Echo India November Alpha Oscar. Alfred, are you still there? If so, please take an over. No, he doesn't seem to be there. Anyhow, hopefully he'll join us again at some later date. I'm going to go back up to KP and then work down through the list because I completely lost a bit of the order, but I think that's probably about right. GM4 JPI from Mike 0 November Hotel Yankee Stroke Alpha.
Jumping over further. NHY from GM4 JPI. I thought you'd forgotten me, Mike. I went out in the garden and mowed the lawn and came back. Anyway, lovely to hear everybody on the net this morning, and good morning to Fran down in Scarborough. Lovely to hear you, Fran. I know you've been in contact, and great to hear you, and absolutely great signal on 50 watts, 55 up here in the Shetland Islands. So lovely to hear you, and I hope you send me another email, you rascal. Anyway, lovely to hear everyone. Great signals this morning. Mike, you're up and down still on that 90-foot long wire, but doing a fine job. Anyway, I shan't hold it. I'll keep it short because there's lots of people on there. So I'll be on the side listening as per usual. Anyway, back to you, Mike. M0NHY from GM4JPI, 60 degrees north and 950 kilometres north of London. Go ahead.
GM4JPI from Mike 0 November Hotel Yankee Stroke A. I'm sorry about that, KP. I'm afraid when I run this thing, I try and keep it in the reasonable order, but I didn't follow Tony's idea of leaving double spaces on my bits of paper. I know David, who's going to be next on this, going to going to say a few things. I was going to say something else, but I've held back there. But I'm sure he's got lots of ideas about how I should improve my communication skills with regard to keeping a decent order of the day. So anyhow, you sort of disappeared a bit off the radio actually, KP. I'm still listening to you actually on the Hack Green now, but you are actually still there. But the noise actually is quite high, so it's actually easier to use the headphones. But never mind, that's the way it is. Over to you, David. G4UHJ from Mike 0 November Hotel Yankee Stroke A.
G4UHJ. That's okay, Mike. That's one way I shut me off, isn't it? Getting ahead of the game there, but there we go. Anyway, the penny will drop in the fullness of time there, Mike. And good morning to Steve there, to Fran, and to Tony there. Tony and Steve, good signals well over the 9, but Fran, I was in the kitchen feeding the dogs. I've got 3 dogs there, and they bully me, taking in turns to bully me to feed them, but I try and hold them off as long as possible. But you came through down to the Forester team there on a very good signal there. You're nice and loud there with me in the kitchen. And Mike, with a tuner, if you want to make a tuner for your various addresses that you operate stroke A from, I can send you the details of the one I made there with it's just a simple L network there, Mike. If just remember where you put the C. If the aerial is longer than a half wavelength, the C usually goes on the aerial side. If it's shorter, the C usually goes on the transmitter side there. But the device I made was very, very good. The biggest mistake I made was putting it in a food housing, one of those round cylindrical jobs there with a clamp on top on. Very, very weatherproof, but unfortunately not ultraviolet proof there. And after a couple of years, there they tend to fall apart. So if you want to make one, go and get a decent IP 65, 66. Outlet there from the local electrical wholesalers there to make sure there that it can live quite comfortably. Anyway, the sun is beating down here now there, so I think, as I say, it's showing on the gizmo, so it looks set there for the day. So I might have to do a bit of grass cutting as well. Anyway, back round to you there, Mike. M0NHY, stroke A, and the group G4UHJ.
Yeah, I've got GW4OZU, Pete just called in there. G3, sorry, that's the wrong one, that's the next one. G4UHJ from Mike 0 November Hotel Yankee. Yeah, the penny has dropped, of course, but I didn't catch it as I dropped it. It's fallen on the floor, so anyhow. It's all in good fun, isn't it? So I'll carry on using my bit of paper and a pencil. But there are improvements to be made even on a piece of paper using a pencil. So a pencil's quite good because I've got a rubber, so you can alter things. If you write it, I discovered quite early on, if you use a ballpoint pen or one of these liquid ink thingies, once you've written it down, it's there forever and you can't alter it. So you've got to scribble it out and write it again. So a pencil's actually quite good. If you've got a nice sharp HB pencil and you don't press too hard, you can actually rub it out quite easily and alter things, which is what I try and do. But I didn't bring a pencil sharpener with me, so my pencil's a little bit blunt this morning. Okay, let's just bring Pete in, and I'm going to go up to David, ZZP. GW4OZU from Mike 0 November Hotel Yankee Stroke Alpha.
Yeah, Mike 0 somebody in about 15 minutes to get sorted out, so something at the time I guess. I'm going to have this one to use in second, by the way, so she's got to go pick up the lift. On the side, I've done all that, probably the degrees this morning. But today, so only 1 month left, and then we'll be visiting hitting autumn, aren't they? I've got a big spring regard. It's just felt in the third of some colours, actually. Rather surprisingly, but it's usually the first one in the yard to the yard. Anyway, that's a lot of money for me at this point in time anyway. So I might be able to get back a little later on to join the hard off probably further around the pages. And here I am from GW4OZU,
GW4OZU from Mike 0 November Hotel Yankee Stroke Alpha. Yeah, nice signal piece from you this morning, a 5.9 on the local receiver. Have a pleasant day, whatever you're doing. I know you've got a bit of driving around to do, but and if you come back and join us later on, that would be even better. So do enjoy your day. 73 for now. With the weather here, actually, we've got there's a fair bit of cloud cover, but it doesn't seem to be very heavy because the sky is very bright, and I can actually see a few little blue patches. So maybe the sun will come out, but I don't think it's going to be a particularly hot day. And because this is the 1st of August today, isn't it? So pinch punch the first day of the month, as we used to say, and we still do sometimes. Over to you, David. G3ZZP from Mike 0 November Hotel Yankee.
M0NHY stroke A, and the group G3 is ZZP. Yes, okay there. Yes, I wonder whether you've gotten JPI earlier on. I think the thing with keeping the order is keep it simple. Make it a kids thing with a drawer full of scrap paper. Just write down the time that you hand it over to a station and the call sign. Then keep adding call signs on as you hand it over to them, and when they have a turn, when next time you write their call sign down, cross it off higher up the list, and then you can see quite easily which ones you've missed. JPI stood out on that list there as having been missed. Keep it simple. One line to the station call sign when you move them further down the list, and 2 lines when they've left the net. So I've got 2 lines to Pete. He said he's going, so he's got his 2 lines and he's gone. So there's no need to call him in next time. Won't be there. Right. Anyway, it's time for the second shift, or very close to that time. So our mates are on the final. I'm not going up to 75 this morning. They'll be talking about white rabbits, and it drives me round the bend. Happens nearly 12 times a year. So thanks for running the net, Mike, and 73s everyone. M0NHY stroke A, G3ZZP.
G3ZZP, Mike 0 November Hotel Yankee stroke A. Nice signal still from you, David 59, and do have a pleasant day. I wish you 73. Also look forward to talking to you, hearing you sometime possibly tomorrow. Okay, well I do know who's next. It's Tony, and then it goes to John. But okay, we'll do it in that order because that's what's written on my bit of paper. Mike 0 Tango Papa Golf from Mike 0 November Hotel Yankee stroke Alpha.
M0NHY Mike 0 Tango Papa Golf. Well, I'll just have a quick hello to everybody who's joined, and then straight back to you because you'll be handing it to me in 5 minutes time. Straight back to you there, Mike. M0NHY Mike 0 Tango Papa Golf.
Yeah, M0TPG Mike 0 November Hotel Yankee stroke A. That's why I was a bit hesitant. I thought, well, I'll leave Tony out because he'll be running things, but I thought that's a bit unfair. You might want to say something absolutely vital, and it's a bit. I annoyed Paul the other day, and he won't let me forget it when I did exactly the same to him as it was coming up to the time. So. Anyhow, over to John, G0NOK from Mike 0 November Hotel Yankee. Taken over, John.
Yeah, okay, that's from G0NOK, just turned up to 15 degrees here, from 14.9, so getting warmer as the day progresses. Still very dull and overcast. It is promising, I believe, to be a fairly bright, sunny day, hopefully, probably up in the 20s somewhere. Low 20s, so there we go. It's as they dull and overcast at the moment. I've opened the blind to let the light in. Got a bit of ringing to do this morning. Nice to hear you briefly last night, Paul, or rather, first thing this morning. It was just after midnight with that other station
I can barely knew light at sea there, so yeah, and who else is joined now? Morning to Fran, morning to Peter's come and gone, and morning to Steve, SVP. Anyway, it's coming up to Terry's turn, so back to you then, Mike. M0NHY stroke A, G0NOK.
G0NOK from Mike 0 November Hotel Yankee stroke A in the Pathfinders group. Your signal's dropped down a bit, John. You're still there on the radio, but you're much easier to listen to on the web SDR. So that's what I've been doing. So I'll go over to Paul first, and then that'll probably just be about right to pass it over to Tony at 7 o'clock. So over to you, Paul. G0 Whiskey Lima Golf from Mike 0 November Hotel Yankee.
M0 November Hotel Yankee. G0 Whiskey Lima Golf. Yeah, there's a couple of publications by the RRL, the Anti-Radio Relay League, and there's also some good books by the Rhubarb Society of Great Britain, RSGB, of course. But the American one's quite good. It's got a good selection of antennas, anything you'd like to build. That's where I found the idea for doing this fan dipole that I've got. They've actually showed a 3-band one in there, but only the highest band 10 metres through to 20, I think. But I've gone from 80 to 20 in the past. It works extremely well, although 20 metres is not very good at the moment. But I did have contact on the said antenna. But I've reduced it down to just a dual band at the moment. Now it goes very well indeed. Anyway, I'll put it back to you because it's getting close. Don't want to upset anybody. And yeah, I won't let you forget not letting me speak that day. That was funny. I had a good laugh over that, Mike. At your expense, of course. M0 November Hotel Yankee. G0 Whiskey Lima Golf.
Yeah, G0 Whiskey Lima Golf for Mike 0 November Hotel Yankee stroke A. Won't be tied anybody that makes a mistake. Nobody's forgets, do they? Never mind. Anyhow, I didn't actually respond back to David UHJ about that little device you were talking about. I'll be very interested if you could send me the details by email, David. Not that I'll necessarily make it up, but very interested to see what it is, and if it is something I can quickly knock together, I will do so. I'm actually going to go off in about 3 or 4 weeks' time, at the end of this month actually, to down to the New Forest, to the same QTH that I went last year about this time, and I shall take my rig with me, and I won't be playing for too long because we will actually be out and about, so I won't have time to play with things, but I certainly will be trying to make contact with everybody. Anyhow, thanks to everybody that's been on the Pathfinders this morning, and a special thanks to Alfred from PE1NAO, AO from Holland, who joined us for a brief time at 6:30, and I hope to be here again tomorrow. Anyhow, I'm going to stay around for the horizontal net, so I'll pass it over to you, Tony. M0 Tango Papa Golf from Mike 0 November Hotel Yankee stroke Alpha.
2 Echo 0 Golf Golf India listening in by.
Yeah, and 0 NHY stroke A, Mike 0 Tango Papa Golf. We've got Rob joining us there. 2E0 Golf Golf India. Bring you in a second there, Rob, because we've got to. We'll just go to a couple, and then I'll bring you in. I know normally we bring you straight in, but we've only just swapped over, and there's some people that have been hanging around for quite some time. So we'll just go up to Fran, who I've not worked before. 2E0 Yankee Oscar stroke A. Welcome to the horizontal net, which it now is, Fran. Over to you.
Yes, 2E0 Yankee Oscar Portable. Returning to M0 Tango Papa Golf, I believe. I'm sorry if I've got that wrong. I've been an avid listener for quite some time. I only seem to get on the radio when I either go out mobile or when I'm outfit, and at the moment I'm outfitting. This is sort of my last day. It's cut short because of bad weather, so I've got to pack up all my gear tonight, but it's strewed everywhere and the cat's wrecking everything. So yes, it's certainly a pleasure to talk to you all, and I've got very, very good signal reports for everybody I've heard so far of 5 and 9, and some are even 5 and 9 plus 10 and 20. Everything is being received through the antenna, which is a double it up at around about 10 metres, held up on 3 fiberglass poles in a garden which is really, really high at Scarborough. And it's a beautiful sunny day. There is currently no rain, no lightning, everything is good. So it's pretty good, and I'm really enjoying it. I've been working some stations. I even did a few Work All Britain squares yesterday by mistake, because I answered somebody's call that I heard in the back of the radio. But the noise floor here currently at the moment is about 1 to 2, and everybody's absolutely coming in booming. So I won't keep it. I'll let you carry on, and I'll avidly listen on the side there. And thank you very much for bringing me in. This is 260 Yankee Oscar stroke A, returning to M0 Tango Papa Golf.
Yeah, 2E0 Yankee Oscar stroke A, Mike 0 Tango Papa Golf. 5 and 7 is your report with me there, Fran, into the 5 hours of Stroud. No, I didn't miss a word. And we did have a bit of QSB. You did go down to about 5 and 6, but 5 and 7 average all the way through. So we'll bring Rob in. 2E0 Golf India. Good morning there, Rob. Big booming signal on the call in. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mike 0 Tango Papa Golf 2E0 GTI, and the group there. And unfortunately, 4x6 with me was the portable station in France there. Just the conditions, I think, and the location, unfortunately. So you're getting better than me there, Tony. But there we go. Mike was a little bit quiet than usual, so I take it he's still at his stroke or a address anyway. So there we go. It's looking a little bit drier this morning, and I've got a forecast for sunshine and 1,016, so the pressure's rising. Westerly wind 8.7 knots, so it's quite pleasant, and we've only had 0.04 of an inch, so the rain's eased off in the last 24 hours there, Tony. We had an inch, over an inch and a half at one point yesterday, so overnight, I should say, the night before. So there we go, Tony. Mike 0 Tango Papa Golf 2E0 GTI. Back to you, Tony. Over.
2E0 Golf India, Mike 0 Tango Papa Golf. Yeah, you had the remains of the storm that came past here on Tuesday morning. We didn't get the thunder and lightning that they forecast from it, but we definitely had a lot of rain. But no rain yet this month. We got 0 millimeters for the month so far, because it's only the 1st, and we've only had about 7 hours of it since midnight. So there we go. Anyway, 14.4 degrees, 92% humidity, and 0 wind, flat calm, and the pressure 1,017.4, and rising slowly. So the gizmo shows it's going to be a sunny day. So there we go. Over to Steve, next on the list. GW7FPV, Mike 0 Tango Papa Golf.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to make it the last one. So looking forward to it. They're going out on the ship late this afternoon. The aerial's already up. They went out on Sunday, so they're already there and ready to go. So they'll be hopefully on tonight. Richard phoned me up, when was it? Monday, that's right. Anyway, 73's all, and speak to you all in the morning. GW7, FPV clear.
Cheers, Steve.
Yeah, GW7FBV, 5 plus a bit is your report, and all copied. And okay, yeah, there's a guy, I haven't heard him for a long time, and I can't remember, it may be the guy that phoned you. He gets on the 2-metre repeater from Bristol WH. He delivers round this southwest from up near London way, or North London. And he's out on that ship. Well, he was out on it last time when it was out, when they had the station running on there. I'm not sure, I can't remember his call sign now, but I think I have mentioned it before there, Steve. I've heard him on our local repeater several times. There we go. Anyway, on down the list, and it's John MM6OFA. Take it over, John.
Yeah, okay, there, 20M0 Tango Papa Golf, MM6OFA returning, yeah. I think we said it's Steve there, Foxtrot Brother Victor, yeah, about Carolina. He gave the frequency earlier on there, but I didn't pick it up there. But no problem, I'll probably find it on 80 here, even 40 there. I'll tune round about, and it's one of these things that you will find there, so I look forward to trying to make a contact. I managed it last time after a few shouts there, so I'll hope I manage it again there. It's only nice and temperature wise. It's 21 now, very overcast and dull. No rain, so that's the one good point there. And GTI is Rob, 15 over there, Rob, when you come in there. You are there, Tony, you're 15 over as well there. So I'm hearing everybody this morning rather nice on the radio. And Fran, I don't think I said good morning to Fran there, YY0 Sport Alpha, come on 9 plus there. We did drop down a bit there on the last over there as he finished there. And Mike, you dropped away there, listen, Mike, there. So we were coming in, obviously we're on at 9, and then you struggled back down to 7 there. No problem, no worries this morning, so I'm pretty happy there, listening to you guys. And if you miss me, I'm not going to bother. So if you miss me, I'll sit and wait for you. I finally come back here. So anyway, back to you there, Tony. M0 Tango Papa Golf, Mike 6 Oscar Alpha.
Yeah, Mike 6 OFA, Mike 0 Tango Papa Golf, and 5 and 8 is your report there, John. And over to KP, or up to KP, should I say. All those are 60 degrees north, and all them kilometres, which he reeled off away from London. But we're 100 miles west of London, same latitude though, over in the 5 hours of south. GM4 JPI, Mike 0 Tango Papa Golf.
Yeah, Mike 0 Tango Papa Golf with GM4 JPI. Yes, good morning, Tony. Obviously, great signals this morning now. We're obviously out of that play line situation, so things are on the up. And again, morning to Fran. Hope you're enjoying listening to the bit, and I hope Tony will bring you in so you can say good morning again. So there we are, but yeah, fine day up here in Shetland. Overcast, but I say a fine day because there's not any wind. If we don't get any wind, it's a fine day, that's simple. And it's about 15 degrees outside now, so it's a bit muggy. For some reason, my ACOM amp is getting a little bit overheated. I don't know why. It doesn't usually do that. Everything else is tickety-boo. The SWR is fine. There is no issues as far as I can see, but for some reason, maybe the fire slightly off and I'll go out. But it just seems to be overheating a bit, so I won't keep it on too long. Anyway, I'll pass it back to you, Tony. Lovely to hear everybody. Good signals from everybody. Good morning to John in Bigger. Good morning to everybody else. Good morning to NOK and all in Sunday. So back to you there, Tony. TBG from GM4 JPI.
Yeah, GM4 JPI, Mike 0 Tango Papa Golf. And yes, I did bring Fran in. He's the first person that I worked on the horizontal net when Mike passed it to me at 7 o'clock. So there we go. That's the bottom of my list before we go back to the top, which is Mike. And so we'll call for any more joiners. Any more joiners for the horizontal net this morning? M0 TBG is listening. XPR.
CBX.
And we got 3 joiners there. We got 2E0XPR M0PBX and 2E0 Papa Charlie Lima, all joining it 12 minutes past. Good morning to you there, Pete. I will bring you in before Pam won't mind, because you were the first person I heard. Over to you, Pete. 2E0 XPR, Mike 0 Tango Papa Go.
Yes, very good morning to you, Tony, and very good morning to everyone. Did hear Pam just pop in after me. Morning, Pam and John, and Gary. And indeed everyone, just a one and only, Tony, because we're off out very early this morning. And loads to do as per normal. So just to say thanks for running the net, and I know Mike run the earlier net. I was listening earlier for a little while, but dodging about here doing things. So very good, thanks to both of you for running one the pathfinders and one the horizontal. Set 3 everyone from 2E0 XPR.
Cheers, Pete.
Yeah, 2E0 XPR, Mike 0 Tango Papa Go. I got a message, we got Richard joining us as well. Who forgot to flick the button on the amp, so I didn't hear it. Well, we'll bring you in a minute there, Rich. Over to you, Pam. 5 and 8 to 9 was your report, by the way, Pete. Over to Pam. M0 Papa Bravo X-ray. Taking over, Pam.
M0 TPG in the group. M0 PDX in it. Morning, Tony. Morning all on frequency. It's like Pete this morning. It's a one and only and early start. Having had the most diabolical days, the weather for the last couple of days, and been on the mooring and proper flushing opposite Falmouth, as you know. Provisions have run low. We've not been ashore for a week, so we're going to make an early start and get across to some moors where we put you into for lunch. It literally is a question of the early bird catching not just the worm, but hopefully the fish. They've got a lovely fresh fish stall there on the quayside, and there's only one supermarket there, and in the summer with the holiday makers, the stock goes down very rapidly, including ice, and we need some ice to cool our cool box, which is a cool box rather than a fridge at the moment. So it'll be a one and only, because the high tide was 6 o'clock, and we want to get across there before it goes down to half tide, Tony. So thank you for running the net. Lovely to see the cruise liner in and out yesterday. I sent you that photo, and we're fine, and we're looking forward to some more better weather. What a change that will be. Here's John.
Very good morning, everybody. Good morning, Pete, and I heard KP and Rob. Yeah, very good morning, Tony. It's an early start. It's still waking up. Just seen a sad sight. One of the boats near us in the marina has gone creeping back down with a massive bunch of sail at the top of the mast, so they've obviously been caught out somewhere in a blow there, so I hope they get that sorted, and that's not too expensive, but so we're going to get ourselves off, get across, and hopefully, as Pam just said, get some fresh fish. And Mike GJX, thank you, Pam.
What a difference a day makes. Black clouds, blue skies, just like when you and Jessie were out with us. So 73 to 1 on frequency. We will be listening, but we'll be getting ourselves organised. But nice to hear everyone this morning. So this was.
Cheers, Tony. Cheers, everybody.
So M0 PBXMM and M3JBX, pushing all stations. M3, have a good one. We're looking forward to having one. And back to you, Tony. Thanks for running the net. M0 TPG.
Cheers, Pam and John.
0 Papa Bravo X-ray M3JBX. Mike 0 Tango Papa Golf. It's lovely to picture that in my mind's eye of everywhere you mentioned there, which was where we were that day, which spent with you. And let's get there and rowing ashore to get to the supermarket. And okay there, Pam. Thanks a lot. And how kind of weather? Yeah, it's not too clear here. It's blue sky, but there's some very high white cloud as well. So that over to Gary, 2E0 Papa Charlie Lima. Taking over, Gary.
Right. Yeah, okay, 610 KL.
Oh, ich meine, den alles noch gehört zu haben.
At all, you know, and I said to the bloke, do you remember? I said, you used to say just a little prick, and he said, yeah. He said, you can't say that now. It gave you just a little scratch, you know. But hanging around and waiting, you know, I got there
15 minutes before 12:30 for my appointment. They did warn me that I wouldn't necessarily be seen there, and I wasn't seen till about 4:15. I was the last but one guy to be done. So, you know, we were all sitting around. Oh, Christ, it was so boring. But anyhow, it's all, you know, got a bandage on it. You could take that off in a couple of days. But I had a couple of paracetamol. I took one more extra Cole when I went to bed. And then I think about 3 o'clock in the morning, it was a little bit achy, enough to keep me awake, you know, so